Alright, so here we go, guys. This is the night before we start the series. Like I said, it's going to be 2 to 3 videos a week. I'm going to be going over everything from fitness to the workouts to the business to what I'm eating to how I'm feeling that day. The certain tips with the business, how to start a brand, what to do if your brand's going this way, just certain little things that I learned, but it's from the ground up, and I think that's what's going to make this whole growth of this brand super interesting, because I'm going to show you guys everything, all the mess ups I go through, the sampling process, contacting the athletes, getting their opinions on everything, going behind the scenes, more than just a fitness company, fitness brand or athletic brand or whatever you want to call us. I want to be a brand where you can relate to, and I want to be an open textbook with everybody. So it is May 1st right now, or technically May 2nd right now. It's 12:30 in the morning. I weighed in this morning at 236.4. That's 7 pounds less than I was a week and a half ago, and 17 pounds less than I was about a month ago. I'm trying to get down to around 220 to 225. It should take me about 6 weeks. I'm going to take you guys along the entire journey. So yeah, I'm going to get some sleep, and I'll see you guys in the morning. It's going to be the first full day. I'm assuming I'm going to probably get 2 to 3 days on each video. But that's how it's going to go, guys. So I'll see you guys in the morning, and let's get this started. Join me in the process. Join silence in the process. And let's just grow as a family, guys and girls. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for the rest of the video.
I was like, no, she's getting tired. The antibiotics for the infection. And she's like backing up.
Alrighty, guys. Day 1 of the series where I'm going to track my weight for you, show you progress with the business, all the good, quote-unquote, boring stuff. So this morning, as you saw, I weighed in at 237.4. You can see right there. So I started up here at 243. About midweek, middle of last week, I was at about 238.5. That was a new low weigh-in. I typically don't weigh myself on the weekends. And then yesterday, I actually hit 236.4. Last night before I went to bed, I had about 2 cups of diet Mountain Dew, along with about 1,100 calories before I went to bed. So the meal timing for an overall diet doesn't make a difference, but to a day-to-day weigh-in, your body does react to what you eat, and it will affect your scale. Now, it's not a big deal at all. If you look at the common trend, I went from 243 down to 237.4. So I mean, you can do the math. That's 5.6 pounds in 2 weeks. That's good pace. We're on a good pace to hit a 225 to 220 mark by the middle of June. So I'm not mad at that weigh-in at all. That's actually a good weigh-in, 237.4. Yesterday I weighed myself around 9:30. Today's 8:30. So it sounds ridiculous, but one extra bowel movement could be a pound. So your body just fluctuates all the time. It's the way your body works. I recommend getting a total weekly average weigh-in and going off of that. I like to just watch the trend. If the trend's on the way down, then that's what I roll with. So it's 8:35 or 8:40, and typically I won't eat before the gym. I'll just go to the gym fully fasted and just get my workout in, because I like to save most of my calories before I go to head into work, and I work during the evening. So I like to stay nice and full while I'm at work, and then eat more calories when I get off work. But this morning I woke up starving. Mind you, my calories are about 2,500 calories, so those are pretty intense. Those are pretty hard calories. It's not a small amount of calories. It's not a huge amount of calories, but it's enough to definitely make me hungry. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna eat some egg whites, nothing crazy. Egg whites, probably a few yogurts, hopefully get in about 250 calories, just enough for me to sustain a late workout. So I'm gonna show you guys what to eat. I'm gonna take you guys to the gym and then take you guys through the rest of my day. Hey Charlie, this is our dog and she has a new bandana with fish. Her name's Charlie. You see her a lot more on the YouTube channel. There's pictures on Instagram. Good girl. Anybody asking, she's a German Shepherd, purebred black German Shepherd. But here we are, guys. Excuse me, Charlie. So we have 4.5 servings of egg whites with 2 servings of fat-free cheese, which is not the greatest, but when you're dieting, it's, you know, it's not terrible. And then I have a lot of coffee. Just black. I put 4 Splenda in it with 3 ice cubes. I'm gonna eat this up, guys. Got a leg workout with my buddy today. I'm gonna give you that workout. You can screenshot it, or yeah, you can screenshot it. I'll put it up on the screen for you. And then we're gonna do 30 minutes of cardio, and then I'll probably sit down and talk to you guys about a topic that I've been wanting to talk about for a while now, but I've been hesitating because I didn't want to do a YouTube channel, but now I am doing a YouTube channel because the only reason why I wasn't doing it because of fear of other people's opinions, but I don't care anymore. So hopefully you guys enjoy this, but I'll catch you guys at the gym.
Alright guys, finished up the workout, did cardio. I think we did 30 minutes of cardio. Did a leg workout, as you already watched that, did the commentary for that. But now I'm here posing. This is week 1, day 1. Like I said, mid-June, I want to be between 220 to 225, preferably 222. I'm going to post for you guys. I'm going to try to do it every day, but most likely it's going to be every 3rd video. This is day 1. I clocked in at 237 this morning. Like I said, I was about 20 pounds or about 15 pounds heavier 2 months ago. This is where I am, guys. Decent lighting. I want this to be as raw as possible. I'm not going to be looking like all the people that you see on Instagram and YouTube, but this is it. I want you guys to watch the journey. So I'm not going to keep you guys any longer. I'm going to show you guys what I got. Please leave constructive feedback on the workout, everything in the comment section below. Drop a like and enjoy the posing.
All right, you good?
Alright, go back a little bit and get the legs. This is like the only good part. I'm just kidding. Alright, let's go chest one more time. That's good. Alrighty, so we're here. You guys just saw a posing update. I went over basically the way I look. It was super raw, not edited. That's what we got. Obviously, you can see that there's muscle under there, but we're working on burning the fat, which is going to take a little bit, but it's gonna happen. I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to take you guys along the process, so you can see, grow with me, lose weight with me. And most importantly, which I think this makes the series very unique, is that we're growing a brand too. If you guys don't know, I do run a brand called Silence, and we have 4 athletes, and we have grown like thousands percentage since I started the company of May of 2017. I think it was like May 27th I made the website, early April. I got my first order from Custom Ink and all that good stuff. But if you guys ever actually want to see a video on that, I could run over all that stuff for you. But as of right now, I kind of want to run over the process or the way that I started this brand. This is not the #1 way to start a brand. This is the way I started it. And obviously, there's a lot of mistakes that I made, a lot of mistakes that I want to tell you about and to not make. But at the end of the day, you will make mistakes and you will learn from them. And that's the reality of business, and that's how you grow a business. You will lose money. It's going to take a while to make money. So without, pausing or making this any longer than it should be, let's get right into it. So this is a step-by-step process, mostly from idea to manufacturing. And then I put a little nugget down here for marketing. But marketing is different for everybody. You gotta figure out all these up here before you can start marketing. So let's just start with step 1, the idea. What is the idea of your company? What is the name of your company? Where do you want to take your company? Like I said, what's the direction? Where do you want to go? Do you want to be a fitness company? When I started this brand, I was in really good shape. I would say I was about $190, about 235 right now. So my direction at the time was to be shredded. But life happened and I couldn't stay shredded. For whatever reason, I kind of put my fitness on the back burner. Now I'm gearing it back up. So my direction has changed. But when you change the direction, you have to be transparent with your customer or with the people supporting you. Because if you're not transparent with your people supporting you, they're not going to continue to support you. And what's the future? Where do you want to take this company? Do you want to, sell to other stores? Do you want to go e-commerce? What's the idea of your company? Do you just want to flip, sling shirts from the back of your car like I did for months? Or do you want to build a huge e-commerce page or, which is very uncommon in the clothing industry, do you want to sell to a bigger company? All these are ideas that you got to think of at the beginning, but you don't have to figure out for a long time. The goals, we kind of went over that. And what's your product? This seems so simple, but it's really not. What makes your product unique? For example, the sweatshirts. The sweatshirts did really well. They were a great product, great design, great material, but they did really well because they were unique. The way they were set up, the way they were tailored, the way they were fit, the way I had the logo on the hood. It was almost reckless abandon. I just did what I would want to wear, and that's what I went with. So your product is very important. Do you want to make sweaters? Do you want to make t-shirts? Do you want to make long sleeves? Do you want to make shorts? Do you want to make leggings? How early do you want to get in the women's market? We haven't gotten to the women's market, but we will soon. The goal is to be in the women's market by next year, by late this year, early next year. What's your product? Super important. You cannot move on to these steps if you don't have this step. Some people do move on. Listen closely. Some people do move on from this step. I mean, they do move on to like this step and this step without completing this step. You need an answer to every one of these questions. Every one of these words you need an answer to. If not, all these are going to fall. Now, after you have an idea, there's a few things you got to think of. You know, how much money can you spend? Do you work full time? Do you go to college? Do you have money? Are you looking for an investor? Like I said, investing is uncommon unless it's like an aunt or an uncle that gives you no interest. They just give you the money and say pay you back whenever. I didn't do that. I bootstrapped it. I picked up shifts and shifts at work. I started working 50 hours, 55 hours a week. And that's how I started the company. I had money laying around. I can actually, if you guys want to hear a story, I can run in full depth how I started the company with $300. Literally $300. I can go all in on that if you guys are ever interested. If you're interested, leave it in the comment section below. Manufacturer, do you want to go in states? Do you want to go overseas? Something very important. What are the pros and cons of each one? If you go overseas, it's cheaper shipping. It's a cheaper product overall, even with the shipping. I mean, let me backtrack. It's not cheaper shipping. It's more expensive shipping. It's a less expensive product. You can buy more bulk. But the main key is that it's cheaper. Now, if you go in the States, a lot of pros, a lot of cons. The biggest con, in my opinion, is the price of it. It seems very expensive, and it is very expensive, and you can't customize as much as you want. Overseas, you can customize whatever you want. You can take a t-shirt, and by the end of it, it can still be labeled as a t-shirt, but you made it long sleeves. And they're still charging for like the short sleeve product. And that's the thing, is you can customize it. It doesn't cost as much, but in States, it costs a lot more to customize. And typically that's because the same manufacturers who make your products overseas also make big companies. I mean, I don't want to throw out any names, but if you're wearing clothing right now, you're probably wearing product that I make my stuff at, or somebody else makes their stuff at. So manufacturing is very important. How much money do you have? How much money are you willing to spend? This, I didn't care. You know, I had nothing holding me back, so I just spent money. Lost a lot of money, but I spent money, and now we're here where we are. Direct to consumer. Do you want a website? Do you want to go direct consumer? Do you want to take out the middleman? The middleman is not in direct to consumer. So direct consumer, all that basically means is you buy the product, you buy a bulk, it gets shipped to your house or to your warehouse. For my case, the basement, because that's where the office, quote unquote, office is. And you got to come up with that earlier. I recommend direct to consumer, especially now with e-commerce and how it's a newer market, blowing up quickly, but still a newer market. The how-to phase. This is the phase that I truly think kills entrepreneurs, or whatever you want to call it. It kills them because they get scared of this word right here. This word right here. Taxes. It terrifies people. People don't understand. Now, I can get into taxes more when I get up here, but typically, I got lucky because I have a family member who does all of that for me. So, I don't have to worry about that as much. Some other people may not. Now, what do you file for? Are you a merchant? What are you? You got to file in the state too. Now, do you want a trademark? Or do you feel confident without a trademark? Just some things that you really have to think of. You got to make it a legal business. A lot of people are running brands out here and not paying taxes. You got to do that. You get in a lot of trouble if you don't do this right here. This is a must. All this can work, but will die, and you will get in trouble if you don't do this. Taxes, trademarks can get you sued if you infringe on someone else's trademark. So that's why you make your own trademark. See if it's available. Make it a legal business. Simple. A lot of people don't do it. Now we go up here to the website, logos, and manufacturing, and I'm going to take manufacturing. I'm going to add it to its own little step right here. But the website, logo, how to make a website. I'm not a designer. I mean, I'm not a website guy. I'm not a technology guy. I'm decent. I can do all that stuff, you know, the basics, the basic stuff. But I'm not a programmer. I don't know how to run software. I don't know JavaScript. I don't know all that. But what I do know how to do is to pull up Google and say how to make a website. And this is what came up. I haven't tried Magneto or Wix, but I do know brands, and you know brands that use these softwares. I use Shopify. It's a pretty common website. What do they call it? Not a website designer, but a e-commerce platform, because it's basically taking a skeleton of a body and adding muscle to it, or adding fat to it, whichever one you're doing. That's what it is. It gives you a layout and everything, and you can just boom, do it right there. That's Shopify. That's what I use. I could go into a video on how to do that, how to actually set up Shopify, but I personally I'm not the best at it. I can do the basics, but I look up a lot of YouTube. This is something that a lot of people don't do. You have YouTube, just look up how to do everything. That's what I did for Shopify. Now logos, how to develop a logo. You can have a simple logo, you can have a complex logo. There's people that go to school to develop logos. There's professors, there's studies that show that if you have an overcrowded logo, it kills your business. It actually decreases your revenue. Now, logos are very important. You want it eye-catching, you want it easy, you want it simple, or you can make it super complex. Which I was in a good position because mine's a word. So I can take a word and I can add whatever to it I want, which I really like about our logo and how it's evolved over a period of time. The first logo, if you guys have been around for a while, with the arrows going around it, that was cool. That was actually made by my girlfriend. We were just sitting on the couch and she drew it up for me. And I like the arrows because it kind of just shows keep on moving. You know, no matter what stops you, just keep on going, but work in silence, work your ass off, but nobody's paying attention. So friend and family, or you can do a design crowd. It's actually Nick Bear Performance always talks about it. Bear Performance Nutrition. Design crowd's great. You pay a few $100s and you get like 40 plus samples from real artists. You get all the copyright and all that good stuff. Okay, so manufacturing. So the process, once you find a manufacturer, which can be sketchy, but once you find a good manufacturer, I've had 4 manufacturers, I think. And just recently I found one who's really, really good. Very good English, very good translator. He's a younger guy, so he understands what I'm saying. He understands what's trendy. Sometimes you can get designers or manufacturers who don't really understand what you're saying. Their English isn't that good, and it can just cause a lot of issues. So you want to relay your design as well as possible to them. Take pictures, videos of yourself. That's a big thing I like to say. So let's say I want my logo right here. You tell them, I want it on the top left of my shirt. Now, that as ridiculous as it sounds, they could put it on the right side. And then they give you a mock-up that looks like it should be on the left side. But when you get your sample, which you spend a few $100s on, if you can believe that, samples are that expensive, it's all messed up. So what I like to do is I like to take a shirt of mine out of my closet, lay it down on my bed, floor, wherever I am, and I like to point to the shirt where I want stuff, where I want it designed, and how I want it to look. And I tell them, send me a mock-up that looks just like that. They don't charge for that, so do that. You got to be very specific with that when you do it, because this is your product and you don't want it to come out bad. You don't want to have it messed up. Samples. I've had a few people DM me in the past about samples. Samples are a must. Do not skip the sampling process. It is very expensive. Do not get me wrong. You can get 2 shirts for $200, including shipping, just for samples. But it could save you thousands of dollars. You gotta imagine if you are a bigger company and you're let's say you're doing a bulk order of 1,000 pieces of clothing. That involves all the SKUs, your large, mediums, all that, all your colors, whatever. $1,000 for about $10 a shirt, you do the math. You're looking at about 10 grand right there. Now, if you say screw or like F the sampling process, which these big companies do not do, and you get a bulk product in, you have $10,000 worth of cotton, polyester, spandex, whatever, elastin, whatever you got sitting wherever in the office, useless because the logo is misplaced or it's backwards or whatever. You realize the stitching sucks. Things like that can really mess you up. Samples, always samples. You can do pre-bulk samples, which means you pay, manufacturing works, you pay 50% up front, 50% before they ship the product. Obviously that's for safety reasons. You don't want to just like say, I'll pay you all at the end, or I'll pay you all at the beginning. They say F off. You know, you're not going to be able to get them because they're overseas. You're not going to go over there and confront them. So where was I going with that? Oh yeah, always pay samples. Do not ever skip the sampling process. Pre-bulk production is really good. It's like you get $10,000, you put down $5,000 up front. They give you sampling before that, 1 round of sampling, or then you can pay a little bit extra for a 2nd round of sampling. I recommend at least 1 round of sampling. 3 would make the product perfect. The bulk order, just a real quick nugget before I get into the marketing, just for a second. Like I said, I can go through a whole video on marketing. Bulk order, start small. Try to sell out. The issue, once again, I didn't say this before, but the issue with the manufacturing overseas is they do require a minimum quantity purchased, which could mess up your bulk order. Because typically, if you're a smaller brand like Silences, you're not going to be selling as much. But I recommend starting really small on the bulk and literally asking your customers what sizes you are, so you can order per size. If that makes sense, it makes it a lot easier because you don't want to get like, let's say you think your customer base for whatever reason is an XL and you order like 30 XLs and then you have 70 other spots to split between small, medium, large, double X. You're screwed, and then you're not going to sell any XLs and you have 5 smalls, but you have 30 people who want smalls. You see what I mean? So it's a bad first impression for your customers because you're running out of product and you don't have enough SKUs for that certain product and color. So yeah, I really do recommend ordering small. Now, that's the step-by-step process. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I can run through them again for you. Or, DM me, whatever. Silence Fit is our Instagram handle. You can DM me and I'll get back to you very quickly. Marketing. Marketing kind of goes back up here. What's the direction? If you're a company that wants to, for whatever reason, you are a clothing company that loves books. You make clothing that has your favorite book quotes on it. Now, you can go on Instagram with that, but you can also go on Medium, which is a great platform for typing up stuff. It's basically Instagram, but with written word. So you got to know your surface, your hashtag, not your surface. You got to know your audience, and you got to use a hashtag. Hashtags are very important. You don't want to put hashtag abs if you're posting about dinosaurs. It just doesn't make sense. So you got to be smart with marketing. You got to try to use as many platforms as you possibly can. We do have a Twitter. I'm not that active on it, but we do have Facebook. I'm active on that. Instagram, the most active. YouTube, getting back into it. Obviously, this is a video you're watching. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Now, you got to be careful with Facebook and Instagram because Facebook is going through a lot right now. So you don't want to pile all your chips on one social media because that will screw you over if something happens. I mean, look how fast MySpace came in and went out. So you got to be smart with that. Email marketing is, people say what you want about email marketing, but with email marketing, it has one of the highest retention rates of website clicks, and people buy from emails. Alright guys, back in the kitchen. I'm going to finish up a decent amount of my macros for the day. So before this meal, I think I was at about 2,400. You saw I had the egg whites in the 2 servings of the fat-free cheese. Now I'm gonna post-workout, post-cardio, post-tanning. I actually went tanning for a while. If you live in the East Coast, it's kind of been cold for a while, so it's nice weather now. So we're actually I'm out trying to get a tan, whatever. So I have a meal here. I have this chicken breast. The macros are right here. If that zooms in, focuses, there you go. It has 19 grams of protein for each serving, so I'm having 3 servings. So that's gonna put me at 57 grams of protein. I'm gonna have 2 servings of this full fat cheese. And then I'm gonna have myself one of these La Grande tortilla shells. They have 7 grams of fat, so relatively high in fat. But like I said, I had 0 fat for breakfast, so I'm having a decent amount of fat now. This is 34 carbs. And then I'm gonna have 1 serving of this organic white rice. 1 package of it, which is 340 calories, 77 carbs. So if you go over here to my MyFitnessPal, and I'm set at about 2480 for the day, and I have 1228 left for the day. So it's 2 o'clock now. I'm gonna work to about 4 o'clock to 9 o'clock. I'll probably be home around 10:30. So I'm gonna have about 1200 calories before I go to bed. And you're gonna watch, I probably hit a new low weigh-in tomorrow, so you guys can just see that this diet does work. So I'm gonna show you guys, I'm gonna make a burrito, and with a lot of chicken, a lot of rice. It's basically like a healthier Chipotle version. But if you look here, here are my macros for the day thus far. If you can see that. There you go, I'll read them off to you. I have 113 grams of carbohydrates, 30 grams of fat, 125 grams of protein. I'm gonna go ahead, cook this all up, put it in a burrito. I'm gonna show you guys the goodness that I am about to eat. All right, this is what we're working with, guys. So I have the egg, or not egg, it's chicken, cheese, rice. Put a little bit of hot sauce in there for more flavor. Ripped it up at the top. That's why I cut in half. But I'm gonna enjoy this, guys. And I'll probably catch you guys later at night to show you what I finished up my macros on. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna enjoy I'm gonna love this. This is gonna be amazing. Alright guys, so we're finishing up the calories for today. They were about 2450. I was at work and I was extremely hungry. I didn't want to eat anything because I didn't want to record. I didn't want to not record it. I wanted you guys to see every single meal. But I was unable to do that. So what I had a chicken sandwich just on a regular potato roll, and it was just 8 ounces or 4 ounces of chicken breast. But now I'm gonna finish up my calories. I'm gonna show you guys my meals, what I'm eating. So we're finishing off the day right here. The macros are pretty much right on point. So I did finish at 18 over in protein, 12 under on carbs, and 18 under on fat. And what I have is just 2 of these lean cuisine pizzas. The macros are right here. Very good macros. Low fat, high protein. And then I have one of these. This is like a huge tip. If you guys can find these in your supermarket, I mean, if you look how much volume there is for that, this amount of yogurt, it's got like Jello and yogurt in it, and it's only 90 calories. And it's only have like 6 grams of fat, 6 grams of carbs, and 6 grams of protein. So that's gonna be the rest of my meal. I still have 88 calories left over, but I like to leave a few calories left over in the evening time just in case whatever I ate might have actually had more calories than what was listed. And I like to do that more if I'm eating out, like say if I go to Chipotle or Chick-fil-A and you know I get double chicken. It could have been less chicken, could have been more chicken. So I like to give myself some wiggle room at the end of the day for my calories. Just mentally, it helps me. Just helps me mentally. And that's about it. That was the full day of eating. You guys saw the workout, you saw the posing. It's been a long video. It's been about 35 minutes. If you guys enjoyed it, leave it a like, leave it a comment, share it with your friends. And like I said, I'm gonna try to do 2 to 3 videos a week. So if you guys continue to support them, I'll continue to make them for your entertainment. With that being said, guys, I'll see you in the next video.